Chilly to me this morning. I knew that from the rhododendron leaves. Oh, about a full moon. But it's bright and sunny, but it's a little earlier than I have been, so I shouldn't have a sunshine problem, but we'll see. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I don't think we're going to have a sun problem. It's a Friday. This is take 2, so my coffee's kind of down. I hope you are all well. Dennis has D&D tonight. He will be actually going in person. There are only 3 of them in person, so, but he will be masked and taking his air filtration system with him and his carbon dioxide monitor just to make sure that it has good ventilation, but it'll be good for him to be out with his friends. He will be masked most of the time, I think. He'll only take his mask off if he feels confident in all his precautions. So that'll be good. I'm rarely alone in my house, certainly not since COVID struck, but even before that. And so D&D night is my night to be alone in my house, with my girls, of course. It's not, you're never really alone when you have 200 pounds of dog. But he'll have fun, and that'll be good for him. So that's tonight. Aura has a doctor's appointment today, but Kim stayed overnight last night, and Kim is taking her to the doctor today, so I won't be doing that. But they'll stop over. I think they'll probably stay in the car and we'll run out. But Dennis made him a meatloaf last night, so they'll have meatloaf for dinner if they want it. And yeah. So I ended up cleaning yesterday. I took Elizabeth's advice and didn't sit in my chair quite as much. And I scrubbed. It was my bathroom upstairs. It was, I don't even want to try to describe it, but it took me an hour to scrub it and get it all clean and beautiful. And I worked really hard. Actually, it was a little more than an hour. Because the other thing that I did, I don't know if you remember, like 6 months ago, my sink leaked. We have double sinks, excuse me, in that bathroom. And my sink started leaking and I had to clean out underneath. Well, I did that yesterday. I cleaned out underneath yesterday so that Dennis could figure out that leak. We've been using the one sink together for all this time because I hadn't cleaned out underneath. Well, I cleaned out underneath. I had a giant trash bag. I mean, I worked hard. It felt good. I'm actually inspired to work on my bedroom today. I think the bedroom's going to be a 2-day job, to tell you the truth. But it feels really good to have it clean and all that. And now it's on the ball's in Dennis's court in terms of that sink now, because I did my part finally after 6 months. I mean, he wasn't nagging me. He didn't mention it. I wonder why. But that felt really good to do that. Yeah, but doing stuff has felt good this week. You know, the shoveling felt really good. Cleaning the bathroom yesterday felt good. And I'm going to work in the bedroom. The bedroom is a disaster. And it's going to, you know, it'll take a lot of straightening up and such before I can even dust. So I think it's a 2-day job, but I think I'm going to work on it today, especially since I don't have to go, you know, I won't be going to the doctor with Aura, and so I'll be home. I think I have to run to the store, but that's it. And walk the dogs. There you go. So I was busy yesterday, feeling good about that. And we didn't have to shovel or anything with this latest weather we had. The sun melted it, and actually everything's dry. So even though it's really cold today, the driveway is clear, so we don't have to worry about anything like that. And we didn't even have to shovel out Aura, so that was good. Yeah, but it felt good to do some work, and I'm going to hopefully feel good again today and get a little progress in my room. Then we watched the European Skating Championship on YouTube. I guess it was a couple weeks ago. And that was fun. We watched the ladies and we watched the pairs. And they were amazing. And made us look forward to the Olympics coming up in a couple of weeks in Beijing. So that'll be fun. And, you know, well, and watched a little ice dancing, not too much of it, and then that made me go find Torvill and Dean from 1984 Olympics, and I watched their performances, because you can find those on YouTube, and of course that's amazing. Christopher Dean is an amazing choreographer. Just incredible. So that was fun. And then I watched the Bond movie set in the desert of Bolivia. I can't think of it. It's like a weird name to me. Well, I knit on my cowl. I did not wind my yarn for my socks yesterday, but I did take the yarn upstairs, so I will, when I take Dennis's tea in a few minutes, I will wind that yarn, so I'll be ready to go today later to start the socks. And those socks have the Jack socks that I'm test knitting for Carol. They have a contrasting toe and cuff, so I'm gonna see. I think the eggplant that I used on my other socks, I don't know if I have enough of it though, but it won't include the heel, so maybe I do. Anyway, I have to look for something contrasty. Wind that up and get ready to go and proceed with my test knit project. But I'll be doing a lot of knitting tonight since I'll be by myself. Well, I do a lot of knitting whether I'm by myself or not. So that's that. Yeah, I felt good about yesterday. That was fun. After it was done. To feel like I accomplished something. I don't do it very often. I mean, I think I might tell you every single time I clean. That's how often I clean. But I cleared out under that sink, so now Dennis can figure out why I have a leak. It'd be nice to have my sink back. Right, pup? Be nice to have my sink back. That's Pearl you hear. That's Pearl you hear, right? She talks. Right? You talk. You're a talker. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's it. Yes. So I'm going to take it easy today. Stop at the store. We need chicken livers for the dogs. And gonna make a few things. Dennis needs to make me more of the vermouth that he was making me, that he has made me. So the James Bond movie, which I can't remember, but also Casino Royale. I watched Casino Royale last night. There's 2 James Bond movies on Netflix. I watched them both, one after the other, 2 nights in a row. And so the James Bond's famous martini, they're very specific to give the recipe in both of those movies. And he names the martini the Vesper martini after the female character in Casino Royale. Although he doesn't say the name again. But the recipe is 3 ounces of Gordon's gin, 1 ounce of vodka, and 1/2 ounce of Quina Lillet. Well, apparently the Gordon's gin that what existed at the time Ian Fleming wrote those books was a much higher proof than the Gordon's gin now. They've rejiggered the recipe. So Gordon's is not exactly what it used to be. Quina Lillet is a liqueur that is no longer made and hasn't been made since 1988. So these James Bonds are set in the current time, and he's saying they're Quina Lillet, and it doesn't exist. They stopped making it in 1988. They changed the recipe, and now what you can buy is Lillet Blanc, which is not the same thing. Quina Lillet had quinine in it and was bitter, and that's what Dennis is making me. So what Dennis makes me for my vermouth / Lillet is more like Quina Lillet than what you buy at the store now. So the recipe that they're giving on these movies, you can't even make it. That bartender last night said Quina Lillet. It's not. You can't buy it. Anyway, fun fact. And a slice of lemon peel. So I made one last night because I had a little bit of my vermouth left, but now it's gone because Dennis had had a corpse reviver. So that's that. So we need to make more. But that was funny. Quantum of something. Quantum. That movie has the word quantum in it. It's not my favorite movie. But I love Judi Dench as M. I love Judi Dench as M. But I really like Judi Dench anyway, to be honest. Okay, well, that's it for today. I'm gonna go wind some yarn for my jack socks and start my day. Yeah, it's a bright sunny day. There's looks like a little cloud cover, but I think it's going to wear off. Oh, the other thing I did was I painted some backgrounds for cards. I'm not really happy with how they turned out. I'm going to paint some more, but I'll see what I can do with those cards. But I do want to send the girls cards very soon. It's been almost a week. I can send them store-bought cards if I have to. But I need to do that soon. So that's that. But the table's covered with my paint stuff now. That's how it goes. But it was nice to have my paints out. We'll see how I do. I'm very, very out of practice. But what are you going to do? Please, please take good care of yourselves. Please stay safe.